Hello everyone, this is TheMagiBum here, and I'm going to be casting a StarCraft 2 game today, and I'm sure you guys might know these two players. This is going to be um, uh, the final game of the best out of three between Liquid Ret spawning at the top right in blue. He's going to be the Zerg player, and Heaven Dom, which is actually Squirtle. So it's a PvZ, yep, and yeah, this is going to be the final game. The Squirtle ended up winning the first game, and Ret ended up winning the second game. So right now it's 1-1, and I'm sure you guys are probably wondering why Mr. Rusky couldn't finish this cast. It's partly because his voice just can't handle the sheer awesomeness that is StarCraft 2. But yeah, hopefully he'll recover and get some more games for us later on. Maybe in a couple of days or something like that, I don't know. But yeah, let's see what these players have to offer. Right now we just see them macroing up, doing their standard stuff. It looks like Squirtle is going for a Forge Fast Expand. And this map is interesting because it's you got these destructible rocks, so what he can do is actually do a full wall off, and then when he's ready he can destroy these rocks and move out. Another thing that he can also do is he can fully wall off as well, and this time he can take his third base. It's a little harder to take because it's on the low ground, but at least since he's blocked off there, he doesn't have to worry about being attacked from that side. Although, if early aggression comes at this side, then those rocks might be down before he knows it, and then his base might be under attack from two sides. And that seems to be the major weakness when it comes to the Protoss army. They're really good at it when they're all in one group, but when they're into two groups or even three groups, their power is significantly reduced. Whereas the Zerg players, since they can swarm, they can have like a boatload of units in two different locations if they want to, and even have like some guys dropping units as well. So we see the Overlord, he's seeing what's happening here. He's probably going to go for a Nexus now before a cannon or anything. I'm guessing he's scouted this base. He knows that there's a Zergling, there's probably Zerglings on the way, which there are. He's blocked off this base, so it looks like Ret is gonna take this third base instead. And this is like, it's a kind of like a preference thing if you want to go for this, or if you want to destroy this and go for your natural first. But he's gonna take this base anyway, so it doesn't matter whether he gets it earlier or later. The only difference is that this base is further away, so if he has to transfer drones, then it's gonna take longer for them to transfer. So we see him probably going to expand now. He has the money for it, and he's got his 3 bases now. And whereas the Protoss is now going for a second base, he's got his cannon now, and it looks like he hasn't fully walled off. This is a curious thing that some Protoss players do. They don't wall off even though like the threat of Zergling run-bys is it's not very common, but it's a possibility. That's something that I found with my latter games. The Protoss player usually gets too confident with their wall-offs, so unless they're fully walled off, then I'll just build a whole bunch of Zerglings, maybe like 24, no, not 24 Zerglings, maybe about like 16 Zerglings, and just like run in with once I have Zergling speed, and usually I can get about like 10 to 12 inside here, and that can usually clean up this probe line if he doesn't move out of there, and then I can probably clean up a Nexus too. And having 16 Zerglings is also good if they have like even 2 or 3 Zealots, so yeah. So you just see the Overlords moving out. They're probably going to scout for any proxy pylons or anything like that. It looks like the Protoss player managed to sneak in, and he's staying away. He's trying to stay on the edge of the creep so he doesn't get chased away by these probes, by these Zerglings. But now it's a bit late. He's gone and he's seen what he has to see, which is absolutely nothing. So he's going to feel really safe at this point in time. So now his Cybernetics core is going to be done. He's going to go straight into a Stargate. So there's usually 3 different types of tech you can go for when you finish your Cybernetics core. It's either Twilight Council, Stargate, or Robotics Facility. And yeah, and depending on what you choose, you can do different types of strats. So you can go, if you get a Twilight Council, you can go for Blink. If you get a Robotics Facility, you can go for like an Immortal Push or Warp Prism Harass, stuff like that. But yeah, and if you go for a Stargate, obviously you can go for Void Rays and Phoenixes. And if you use that strategy, you can usually harass like the third base because that's usually the furthest away, or maybe you can like go for like some tech buildings or just a couple of drones. But usually the strategy it's more of a defensive strategy. This going for Stargate, because if the Zerg player is going for a 2 base all in, he's probably not going to have Hydralisks, he's probably not going to have like Queens in the mix as well, or like have Creep to build Spore Crawlers, so getting a Void Ray is always good because it's just going to sit there and do damage and you don't have to worry about it or anything. You see a Creep to me here. It's kind of strange. Alright, so we see the first Overlord dying, second Overlord not dying even though it ran into a Photon Cannon. I wonder, did he actually see the, did he actually see the Stargate? Yes, he did, so he probably knows exactly what's going on. And he's got an Evolution Chamber up, so he can already build Spore Crawlers if he needs to. He isn't yet. That's probably because he has the timings right in his head, so he knows when exactly he can get it. So it looks like he's going for +1 as well as a Roach Warren. And still droning up. Doesn't look like he's facing any kind of aggression. But he's seen the Void Ray now, so you can expect to see either Spore Crawlers or more Queens coming out. We see an Overlord place here, just in case he plans on taking this expansion here. This is something I like to do too, which is like put Overlords next to expansions so I can see when they're being mined out or being taken. So we see a couple of Zealots here. They're probably not going to do a lot because, one, if he has all these drones here, so he can just attack with these drones, and as long as he micros properly, he won't lose a single drone. And he also has a Queen too, so he can also transfuse if he is lacking in the energy. But it looks like he might spot these Zealots, no he won't. So these Zealots will go unchecked, and does he actually have a pylon here? No, he doesn't. There's a Zergling here, so you might be able to tell if there's like a Warp Prism coming there or something like that. But we just see the single Void Ray. It's a very defensive build, and it looks like he's going for a second Void Ray actually, and here comes a Warp Prism. So it looks like this Void Ray is a good idea if you're going for Warp Prism, because it stops any he's going to be patrolling for any Overlords to make sure they don't spot this. So it's going to be a very sneaky kind of attack. The thing is, the Zerg player, Liquid Red, he should know what's happening. Like, he should be aware that since I have no Overlords there, there's a chance that there might be a drop. So he's probably going to send some sentries in, try and block off the ramp, but he's going to have some forces here, and he will have defended this perfectly. So now he's going to have to back away. He's still got some Void Rays here, but now there's 3 Queens here, and one of them has Transfuse as well, so there's no way they can be stopped. And he's just got more and more units, and he's just going to build up and probably go for a big timing attack now with his +1 and Roach speed. So, but these two Void Rays will definitely be able to clean up some trouble if anything happens. But yeah, it looks like he's not fully walled off here, but he's going to open up another entrance, so that's going to be a bit more difficult for him. It looks like he's going to try and attack into this, but he's going to lose a bit of health on his thing, and and Squirtle is going to have to back away. But like this is another good thing about going for Roaches. Your Queens actually benefit from the extra damage, so they're going to do more damage to Queens too. And it looks like a whole bunch of Phoenixes come out, and that's going to be really big trouble for Liquid Red. He's got no anti-air here right now. He only has one Spore Crawler and it's too far away. He has to bring his Queen back, but he doesn't. So now his gas is going to be in trouble. He's only got one Queen there. He's building more, but it looks like those Void Rays from Squirtle are going to be charged up now, and they're going to start going up for Overlords. Maybe? Are they going to go for Overlords? Yep, one of them's going to go for an Overlord, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to kill it. Okay, so that Void Ray is almost dead, but he's microing really well, so it'll be good. But look at this, he's got a really big force here. And wait, why isn't he attacking? He's giving Squirtle enough time to retreat. Yep, he's coming back now. And unfortunately, he's gonna Liquid Red missed his timing, so now he's gonna have to back away. Those Phoenixes are probably gonna try and lift off some Roaches, try and pick up some stragglers, and yeah, get a free Overlord too as well if they want to. So now Red seems a bit indecisive. He can't decide whether he wants to attack or not. Looks like he spotted this expansion, so he's gonna go for it. But I don't think he'll be able to get it. There's too many Protoss units here at the moment. So yeah, and plus force field that he has 9 sentries. Wow, 9. That's ridiculous. So he's just gonna go up to the front, but it looks like Zerglings are coming into the play. But there's a Colossus right there. They'll have to clean up every single Zergling there. And the positioning here looks good, but now the probes are not defending it. So it looks like the Zerglings might die. There's 1 Zealot left. There's 2 Zealots left, and that might be cleaned up. Alright, so now the Protoss, Squirtle is going to be in a good position, but looks like Liquid Red has been working up to Great Aspire, is it? Has he got Aspire up yet? I'm not sure. We'll have a look for it then, because he's going for a... Yep, there he goes, Aspire. And he's going to have to transfuse that if he wants to keep it alive. Can he transfuse it? Can he transfuse it? He's going to have to move the Spore Crawler too if he wants to be able to defend this Spire. He's going to have to build another Spire otherwise. And he's got some Corruptors out now, so he probably could actually take this out. And the Spore Crawler's probably going to clean it up. Yep. And that's going to be it. So now there's only one Void Ray left with very little health. I wonder if he's going to spot it. No, he's just going to back away. And it looks like this Void Ray is going to make itself known now by charging up on this Void Ray. And that means that these Corruptors are probably going to start taking it out. And what is their ability? They have a Corruption ability. Covers the target enemy unit in Zerg Slime, increasing their damage taken by 20% for 30 seconds. So that probably like negates any armor defense that they have, but it's probably not significant enough to worry about too much. So he built some Corruptors because he saw a Colossus, and now he's transitioning into Infestors, and he's getting a +1 in melee attack. So that'll help with his Greater Spire because the melee attack benefits the Broodlings. So getting that is always good, and it looks like he's going for his +1 attack, +1 armor as well. And we see Squirtle has got his +1/+1 already, so he's already got +1 attack, and so he's lagging behind a bit in the upgrades. So it looks like some Phoenixes are coming in. They could pick off a lone Infestor or maybe a couple of drones. There's no defense here. There's an Overseer though, and oh, there goes a Fungal Growth, trapping 2 of those. And that's the 3rd one going down. The 4th one has gone down too. I think it's gone down to the Spore Crawler. And yep, now all the air units are gone. But now he's got a whole bunch of Stalkers, a whole bunch of Sentries, and a couple of Colossus too. And he's going to try and push pressure this front. And he's got some Spine Crawlers here, but it doesn't look like he's going to have them out in time. He's going to have to cancel these. But now he's got a Warp Prism here as well to help warp in units, and a big engagement happening now. Is he using Corruption on those Colossus? The Corruption are actually really good against these big units because they take extra damage from Corruptors. So now those Corruptors have to back away because there's no more Colossus on the field. So looks like these Spine Crawlers have helped as well as these Infestors, but it looks like the Protoss army is still too big. I don't know how he's going to be able to stop this Protoss army unless he can macro up more units. He's got 20 Roaches on the way, but they're not going to come out in time. He's going to have to rally them back and possibly lose a hatchery before he can take out this army. He's losing more Roaches. He's going to have to rally his units back if he wants to be able to keep them alive. And we've got a Lone Queen here that can be used for transfusion if he wants to. And he's got these Corruptors just like absorbing damage, absorbing hits while his Zerg army comes into play. And it looks like he's going to trap this Protoss army, and reinforcements coming in from the side, but that's not going to be enough. He's going to have to back away. And now the Broodlords are coming into play, and it looks like he has enough gas to get Broodlords, so he's going to start pushing the front. The problem with Broodlords now is that Squirtle can just build a whole bunch of Blink Stalkers, blink into the main, start harassing, and force the Broodlords to run around as opposed to attacking his base. But yeah, I'm guessing that yeah, he's going to try and deny this 3rd base now because he's on 5 bases at the moment. It's ridiculous. So if he can keep the Protoss player off 3 bases, then he'll be in a good position, because a Zerg 3 bases is really powerful. It's really hard to stop. They can max out like 2 or 3 times, but a Protoss on 2 bases, they can only really max out once. So looks like he's going to run into the main. This is a smart choice because these units are pretty much forfeit now. He can't really run away because there's Blink Stalkers that can chase it down. So he's just going to try and go for a couple of probe kills, give or take. We'll see how many probe kills he's done so far. He's only gotten 4. Wow. That's a bit sad. You'd expect something more from seeing all those units come into the main. But anyway, we see the Protoss player. He looks like he's mining out of his main base now. He's running low on minerals, so he's pretty much a 2-base Protoss now. And 2-base Protoss is still pretty dangerous, but it's not as bad as a 5-base Zerg. And you can see just how much of gas let's see how much of gas he's mining. Let's see. Yeah, he's getting 1,150 gas, or 1,200 gas per minute. That's ridiculous. That means he's still got his gases in his main. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 2, 10. He's got 10 gases. And you see a Zerglin counterattack coming in. He's probably going to try and deny this 4th base. And the Protoss player is going to have to Squirtle. Oh no, he's going to the 3rd base. Oh, and he might actually get these High Templar if he's lucky. Nope, they're going to turn into Archons, and that's going to be that. So this is actually a pretty good move. Like, just turning High Templar to Archons is a good idea. And what do we have here? We have a mothership. Where is this mothership being built? I didn't even see the... yeah, there we go. I didn't even see the fleet beacon come down. Huh. Okay, so these Zerglings are gonna get cleaned up, I'm guessing. Yep. And looks like Broodlord's trying to defend this hatchery. They should be fine, although this hatchery is taking a lot of damage. He's gonna probably have to build a queen to try and transfuse that. But in the meantime, these Broodlords are out of position, and this main army's gonna come into the try to come into the main. But it looks like he's got some Infestors to defend. So Infestors can hold the army in place with fungal growth, while the Broodlords can catch up and try and get to it. So, oh, you see another warp in, and it might actually kill off the hatchery if he focuses down. It looks like he's going to focus it down too. So, is he going to get it? He's going to get it? Looks like he is. And that +3 attack is ridiculously powerful with the Zealots. They do so much more damage, it's ridiculous. They do 11 times 2, that's 22 damage, as opposed to the times 9 I think that they do, or times 8, so 16 to 22. So they're doing an extra 6 damage per hit. That's crazy. And it looks like this Infestor's going to get away, but using Broodlords to defend hatcheries isn't the best thing to do. You want to try and put Spine Crawlers or something that'll block, like Evolution Chambers or stuff like that. Like Evo Chambers with Spine Crawlers is usually a good thing to do. But it looks like he's working on his +3/+3 now, and he's already got Adrenal Glands, so it looks like he's going for a more Zergling-based ground army, but the problem now is he's got, the Squirtle has got Archons as well as Colossus, so he's got so much splash damage units that all these Zerglings are going to be null and void. There's no way that they're going to be able to do anything. Yeah, Archons itself are ridiculous. I think they kill Zerglings in one hit always, especially with a +3 attack. So, and Colossus as well. Now that they have the +3 attack, they should be able to one-shot Zerglings too. So it's going to be very difficult for Zerglings only to defend this thing. And it looks like another attack is coming into this 5th base. This 5th base is being denied by Squirtle simply by using this War Prism, and this War Prism's got War Prism speed, so it's going to be faster than these Corruptors. But these Corruptors are going to be chasing this War Prism for a while, and are they going to find him? Well, he sees him, but he can't catch up to him. There's not a chance. And it looks like another War Prism. You've got 2 War Prisms now, and this one looks like it looks like that War Prism is going to die, but it looks like the hatchery might die too, unfortunately. And it's only really got a couple of minerals left, but he's really wants to mine this gas, so he might actually build a hatchery there just so he can mine more gas. Although he does have a lot of gas, so I'm not sure if he needs it. So he can pretty much just throw away his Zerglings now if he wants to, just use it for counterattacks, like maybe drop it into the main or something like that. He's got a bunch of Overlords there. But yeah, he needs to try and find a way to get rid of his weaker units and substitute them for stronger ones, like getting more Infestors out, getting more Broodlords out. Getting some roaches. Roaches are probably not the best thing to do. You probably want to transition to Hydralisks if you can, simply because they do more damage, and with Broodlord support, like Hydralisks just don't die. So, like that's the only problem with going for Hydralisks, that they die so quickly. So getting Broodlords out as well, it forces the army to engage the Broodlords first, so it gives your Hydralisk more time to attack. So I wonder if he's going to try to do that, or if he's just going to stick to this Zergling Infestor Broodlord composition. And it looks like this War Prism has been spotted. I wonder if his Corruptors are nearby. Oh, no, he's morphing in more Broodlords. And it looks like his Broodlords are a little bit out of position, so he's going to have to get his Zerglings and Roaches into block this thing. And it looks like there's a lot of Archons. This is a crazy amount of Archons. This is actually too much, because there's no way he can actually stop this Broodlord army. And it looks like he's going to split this Broodlord army into 3 groups. Well, 2 groups, I guess. So one group is going to go and attack, the other group is going to stay a bit behind, and he's going to have some Corruptors as well. And feedback's going off on all these Infestors. There's only going to be one Infestor left, so this is going to be a really big engagement right now. And there's only a few Corruptors, and these Corruptors are all going to go down before they can kill off this mothership. And we see a Vortex as well on the bottom. It's going to take out 5 Broodlords, but there's no Archons inside there yet. And this is a bigger one. It has even more Broodlords in it, but there's still 5 Broodlords left, and they're killing off all these Stalkers, and these Stalkers are probably not going to have enough to deal with it. And yeah, see, there's no Archons inside that Archon toilet, so these Broodlords didn't take any splash damage. And now these Broodlords are going to die. Oh my gosh, that was ridiculous. 7 Broodlords died right there. And it looks like all the Stalkers are going to come in and from the high ground, and they're going to try and defend these Colossus, while these Colossus take out all the ground army. And it looks like he's going to blink in, try and kill off these Broodlords, and it looks like he's finally going to do it. And even with the +2 armor, it's still not going to be enough. And he's got more reinforcements, and looks like Liquid Ret is pretty happy with how well Squirtle played, and GG is called. So that's it. Looks like, yeah, he lost his hatchery. He couldn't get it back. he kept losing this hatchery too. So even though his money's ridiculously high, he couldn't figure out a way to stop this huge as army. Like it just had so many Archons, so many Colossus. He managed to kill off the mothership, I think, and yeah, but it just wasn't enough. Like he couldn't find a way to break the Protoss player, so GG was called. So anyway, thanks for letting me cast this game for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed watching this. And yeah, see you next time.